Hey, what's going down, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman. We're back in the studio, we're hanging out, and today we're going to talk about the Revolver 540 one more time. I know we've talked about it a lot lately, but that's because it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a cool motor. It's very different. It's kind of what I would refer to as a revolutionary motor in the RC industry. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about or didn't watch the previous episodes, I would suggest going back, catching up. We've got I think we're on episode 19 now or something like that. It's pretty cool. We talk about the Revolver 540 in a couple of different episodes. It is a brushless, censored outrunner motor for rock crawlers. And that's a pretty cool thing. We've ran brushless outrunners before, but never a censored one that was purposely built for rock crawling. They're usually airplane motors. So in this case, this scenario, we have got it installed in one of my favorite builds so far, and that's what I refer to as the 10AJK, or the Blue Dream, and that's this bad boy right here. It's a really cool Jeep. It's probably one of my favorites. It's not built so much for performance as it is for realistic driving and experience. It's just a cool little Jeep. Now, that being said, you guys, I've already talked a lot about this Jeep. I've already talked a lot about this motor, so we're not going to revisit all the same old stuff. Basically, in this one, we're going to talk about my personal opinion on this motor. I've gone, over all the specs and the details, and I've let you guys know what it should do and all that, but let's talk about what it did do for me. So, I've got a few packs through this already, more than a few. I've got probably 5 or 6 packs through it already. I run a 5300 milliamp 3S. It's a next level pack from KRCHobbies.com. Those of you that don't know, go check them out. Chion, right? Used to be crawlers.com, now KRCHobbies.com. That's where I get my batteries. That's the battery that I'm powering this Holmes Hobbies system with. It is running off of the BLE Pro. For those of you that don't know, that's the brushless ESC. It's a censored brushless waterproof edition ESC from Holmes Hobbies. It's by far my favorite ESC in the world. Can handle up to 6S, and it just gets the job done. So on this, it's definitely overkill. I don't need that with the amount of torque this gets from being such a low kVE and for being a brushless outrunner. For those of you that don't know, I was zooming in here. This is the motor right up in there. It's tiny. It's not going to focus really, but it's tiny. And I am running it attached to an HPI gear reduction unit, which is that right there. And yeah, it gets the job done. You guys can see all the dust and dirt in there. I try to wipe things down or whatever before I put it on camera, but it's still dusty and dirty. I have been running this through some pretty rough conditions, pretty rough environments. I put it through some mud. I put it through lots of silty type dust out here in the high desert here in Central Oregon. Not much water, but kind of. It got splashed up a little bit. I didn't submerge it. I'm not going to either probably with this, just because it's an open airtight motor, and I wouldn't recommend you guys doing it either. Now, I will say that the electronics inside of the motor are, they're treated. I don't want to say they're waterproof because it's not waterproofed, but they did take the steps to keep it resistant to water and resistant to dust. So you can expect it to be safe. You can go out in G6 with this and all that, but don't go mud bogging in it, hardcore burying it, in water up to wherever. You don't want to fully submerge the motor. I just wouldn't recommend that. I can't say that it would die, but I can't say that it won't either. So that being said, I have done everything but submerge this motor. I've got probably almost a year worth of runtime on this layout prior to putting this motor in it. I used to run this bad boy right there, the little 540S. It's a 3300 kV. It's also known as the Stubby, and it's a higher kV motor. It's definitely a wheel speed type of motor, and this one is way lower. If I remember right, this was only like a 1400 kV. I can't see from right here, but this is a way lower one. They have several different options, but they're all low kV options when it comes to the Revolver, because the focus is control, low speed control. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. When people go to pick their brushless motors out from Holmes Hobbies, they need to keep in mind what their purpose is with that vehicle. This vehicle is basically it's to replicate real life trailing, real life trail riding on rocks and stuff like that, which means you're never going to be out of 4-wheel drive. You know, at most you'll be in 4 high, but chances are you're going to spend most of your time in 4 low. Now, in 4 low, you're not going to be going over like 15, 20 miles an hour. In 4 high, you might hit 30, 35, but I doubt you're ever going to be going that fast. So, let's keep it real. The point of this wasn't to be the best performing vehicle out there. If it was, I wouldn't have these tires on it. I would have, you know, something like those pit bulls up there or something on it. You know what I mean? This Jeep does what it's supposed to do, and it does it extremely well. And a lot of that is in part due to the BLE Pro ESC and the Revolver 540 motor that is installed in it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take it out. We're going to do a little bit more running with this because I want to give you guys a legitimate running video. The reason being is the last time I ran this, I believe there was a problem. Yeah, I don't know if all of you have seen the previous episodes, but in previous episodes, I noticed the first run it sounded pretty good, and then the second time when I was tuning it inside, it just was really loud, even though I had put it in quiet mode. And I wasn't 100% sure why. Well, I figured out why. It wasn't the motor that was so loud, it was the gears. Now, for those of you that don't know what these are, these 2 gears right here are out of a HPI gear reduction unit. The one that's in this Jeep in particular. And if you look close, you'll see we're missing a tooth there, and we're also missing a tooth there. Yeah! I was hopping it all over, and while this may look like a small, light little Jeep, it is not light. Not even the slightest. This Jeep weighs in somewhere around 11 pounds right now, which is pretty dang heavy for a small tired 2-door JK build like this, especially one that still has plastic axles. Now, given those plastic axles are built and have Team K&K hardware all through them, upgraded Holmes Hobbies spools, yada yada, it's still plastic axle housings as opposed to metal ones, so you would think it'd be a lot lighter than it is, but it's not. It's pretty heavy. Let's take this thing out. We'll go for a run. Before I do, though, I do want to say that, yes, I am extremely satisfied with this motor. Extremely happy. It does exactly what I wanted it to do, which is to provide me with the utmost low-speed control and decent trailability. I didn't want to go too fast, and when I say decent trailability, I mean it's walking pace. You're not going to get much more than walking pace unless you gear it up. Now, that is a major benefit to this motor because it has so much torque available. You can gear it up without it really overheating too much. I would keep an eye on the temperature just in case, you know. Everyone's vehicle has different amounts of resistance and different weight, so I would definitely keep an eye on it if you're going to gear it for speed. But this motor can be geared for more than just walking speed. You can get some wheel speed out of it if you just gear it tall. Me, however, I keep it geared low, and it's phenomenal for me. So anyways, you guys, let's take it out. Let's do a little run. It's beautiful outside. It's not warm by any means, but it's beautiful out there. So let's go outside and do some running. As you can see, guys, it's a lot quieter than it was the last time. It has a very, very mild metallic sound to it. It just sounds like the beginning of a turbo spooling up, and it doesn't get much louder than that. As I increase, you can hear the gears more than you can hear the motor. Pretty cool. That's full throttle. And keep in mind, this is on 3S, you guys, so it is geared low. strap was getting caught. Didn't expect that. Alright, so let's do a little more super controlled downhill here. Shoot for that point. I don't know if I'll be able to get on that or not. I have to back up a little. This would benefit from a Holmes Hobbies servo too. Right now it's just running a high-tech. Definitely needs to be upgraded to a Holmes Hobbies. There we go. There we go. Very nice. All right. Clearly need to come through here and pull some weeds. Not all these are weeds. I got poppies growing here. We're just gonna mow them down. There we go. We gotta make it back across the bridge before it floods out. Alright, you guys, that's fun. Anyways, I just want to show you guys this thing is literally just dialed right now. It works great, it looks great, it sounds awesome, it's nice and quiet. Alright, you guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Another episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. I am going to pull some more trucks out, probably do some more filming for the week, and enjoy the sunshine. Hope you guys are doing the same. You know what it is. Peace and chicken grease. Yeah, see you guys on the next one.